So, Cara, handover today. Thank you so much for choosing AUSMAR and building with us. What made you decide to build?
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty easy decision. I think for me, I had some money in savings and sitting in my bank account, it wasn't really doing anything for me, but I'd never really had enough education around like how I could make my money work for me. And I booked in an appointment at CR Property, and Chris, the legend, sat down with me and he went through a few options, landed on an investment property as potentially my best option, and I guess the rest is history, and here we are.
Perfect. And did Chris and CR Property help you find this block and help you go through a range of builders?
Yeah, absolutely. Chris was awesome in giving me plenty of options to choose from. He made sure that I was really comfortable throughout the whole process from start to end, all the way through. He was really, really patient with me. I had no knowledge of what was going on, so he literally stepped me through step by step and gave me the rundown on everything, which was incredible. It was great, honestly no hiccups whatsoever, and yeah, I did have a few options on the Sunshine Coast and even beyond, outside the Sunshine Coast as well for investment properties, and he just kind of said like, what's of interest to you, what do you think would be the best one, and landed on a spot here in Harmony.
Perfect, great. And once you decided to build with AUSMAR, how did you find the build process?
Yeah, I think I was like reflecting on what has been the last 2 years, just this morning before I came in for the handover, and I probably started this process back in 2021 was when I initially got my hands on the land. So it's been lengthy, definitely. I probably picked a pretty busy time in the building industry, so you guys absolutely had your hands full, which was completely understandable, and like I'm so glad and very, very happy that I went with AUSMAR, and you did an incredible job as my project manager. He was wonderful, and you guys were really, really transparent with me on the timelines of things and when things are expected to get delivered and installed here at the property. So it was made very easy on my end.
What were your key decisions that led you to picking AUSMAR?
Yeah, I think that there were quite a few options of builders at the time. I think what led me to AUSMAR was probably the transparency around what was going on in the industry at the time, and kind of what timelines I was looking at, as well as potential price variations that might have come my way. So I think it was like total upfront honesty right from the beginning, which really drew me, because this is my first home. I was a little bit nervous heading into the process, and I think I asked a lot of questions, but it was never too much, or I was always assured that I wasn't being difficult, which made me feel really good and comfortable during this whole process. So that is probably what really set you guys apart. I think as I was choosing like designs and variations, there were also so many options to choose from for my block and what I wanted, and yeah, I think that really drew me in as well. Being able to pick and choose kind of the design and the style, as well as the colour palettes and everything. You guys gave a lot of direction when I needed it, but also a lot of freedom as well, which was cool.
Fantastic. Throughout the construction process, were there any challenges that you ran into that you felt like you needed to overcome?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this being my first build, I had really no expectations, and I tried to keep a very open mind heading into it. But yeah, initially there were quite a few delays. Again, AUSMAR was very transparent with when things were expected to come in, but sometimes I think those things were out of our hands, and you didn't really know what the timeline was going to be. CR Properties and Chris was a massive support to me during that time, and he assured me that me doing this by myself was still a feasible option, and it wasn't time to raise the alarms and pull out of the build at any point. I couldn't speak more highly of him. I think he was fantastic to work with. He really knows his stuff, but like you, very personable, easy to get along with. So I think it was very easy to put my trust in you guys when I needed to. And
that's really nice to hear, so thank you for that. And I guess you've already answered what I was going to ask next, which is, would you recommend working with CR Property Solutions again, especially given your experience as a first home buyer?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't speak more highly of Chris and the team at CR Property. I lent on himself and Sarah and Kelly and everyone else in their team, and they were fantastic with helping me through the process. Again, all the way from start to end, they were at my beck and call, which was amazing. Yeah, I couldn't recommend them enough.
And AUSMAR, would you recommend AUSMAR to any friends, family, acquaintances you may come across that are looking to build?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the experience as a whole has been pretty amazing. Again, I was able to trust you pretty much from the get-go, and the team at AUSMAR, I think everyone was incredible. Very, very friendly, warm, welcoming, made me feel super comfortable in what could have been a really, really stressful couple of years. So yeah, couldn't thank you guys enough. You were amazing, and yeah, couldn't recommend you more highly.
Well, Cara, it was an absolute pleasure building your house, and I'm so pleased that you're pleased.